Hey everybody, this is your favorite Wild PK. Yes, it's Lady Alicia, and I'm so excited to have you listening in today. It is a wonderful, beautiful Monday, and I just wanted to pivot just a little bit. We've been talking about purpose for the last 2 months, and it's been really good. We've had some really good sharing. We've had some people just talk about how purpose in business and redirecting purpose and changing it and really just walking in your purpose, even though you're in a season of being tired. But today I want to not be on topic. I want to talk about just a little bit about what is going on in the world. As you know, I am a wild preacher's kid, but I'm also a military brat, and that's a kid who grew up with a parent who was in the military, and I wanted to talk to those kids or those families that are abroad and they're overseas and they are scared and they're worried about what is actually happening in the United States. Or maybe you're from a different country and you're like, what is really going on over there? And I know sometimes it's really hard because in certain places you'll get this information and other places you'll get this information, and then some is biased, some is truthful, some of it is just opinion upon opinion, some of it is just straight chaos in the mix of it. And I want to be honest with you, even us here in the United States, we don't know. We really don't know what's going on. We would like to, if there's someone who's like, this is exactly what's going on and there's a good reason why this is all happening, I'll be honest with you, they are lying and they do not understand what is happening and the ramifications of it and the climate that we're in. And as someone who's been on both sides, like being being the foreigner in another country, and you have people saying that they don't want you here. I've experienced that. I have also been somewhere where, because I am the foreigner in a foreign country, you know, it wasn't always safe. So for people who are in the United States and they don't feel safe, heart cries out to you. For people who have come here to build their life, and no matter what country they're from, and some of them are being deported, a lot of them are being deported or being detained or being separated from family members. My heart breaks for you as well, and I'm praying for a lot of you in this season. I don't know. He is like, technically, he is our president, but he is not for the people at all. And you know, it's crazy. He's not for any people, in my opinion, because being so quick to do some of the things that he's doing, it shows a lack of integrity. It shows a lack of ability to be humane. It's like, even the choices that you're making, there's no real plan for anything. And so it feels like monsters coming into people's homes and snatching up people and kids and things like that left and right, and finding folks at school and finding folks just everywhere. you can see the fear that's being spread. And even with the attacks that are going on, that have happened, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's crazy. It's so crazy. And I woke up Sunday morning angry. I did. And I might be wrong for it, but I woke up angry because in my mind it's like, it's not our key leadership's sons and daughters that would be going off to war. It's not their families that would be hurt. Like, I still remember 9/11. I remember how devastated we felt as a country when those planes went into those buildings. I remember the panic. I remember the fear. I remember the hurt and the years it took to not even just say recover, because people are still recovering from that. But like, right now we consider 9/11 a part of history. But for me, it was a real thing. I remember where I was when we watched the news and we saw the World Trade Center on fire. I was sitting in French class. I was in high school. It was 2001. And it's a regular day for us. And randomly we're watching the news. We'd never, it was a Friday. For us, it was a Friday. And we're watching the news because we were learning at the time. We were learning how to take words that were in English and transition them into French. And the safest thing for a kid to watch during that time frame is the news. And it's like, oh, this building's on fire. And so we watched it because we're hoping that everybody gets out safe, that nothing goes wrong. And then it's like, oh, a plane flew into it. And it's like, how did a plane fly into it? And there's all these speculations being said randomly. And then another plane flies into the second building. And then we're watching these buildings collapse. And you can hear people crying, screaming, hollering. And I don't want to be so grim. I'm sorry if this is triggering for anybody. But I remember that. And to see the impact of it, like, our country was completely divided. It was like between people being angry, wanting retribution, wanting to fight back, and wanting to, defeat this terrorist organization, and the years it took to get to a resolution, and to, and it's like, but then because it's hatred, it's spread everywhere. Everyone's paranoid. Everyone's not trusting each other. Everyone's not loving each other. The attack on the Muslim community, attack on anybody who's brown, like whether they were from a different country. Like, you could be Muslim and be in this country and be African American who believed in the Muslim faith. You could be Indian. You could be just anybody. And seeing how unsafe they were, to go from that to even go from Black Lives Matter, seeing how there were so many communities that were impacted by the racial injustice that we see constantly, and they're getting a first eye glimpse of it. And we've been fighting so long to be unified. Like, we're hearing conversations that we didn't hear before. We were talking about things that we weren't talking about before. And we are being more aware and more sensitive and having more empathy and showing more kindness. And it felt like, not that everything was perfect, but the guise of what's happening or how certain Americans feel, whether it's racial, sexual injustice. And I know this is a heavy topic, and no matter where you fall in your belief system and in what you believe in and things like that, I'm not talking about it so that we can have an argument about right and wrong. I'm just telling you the climate that we're in. And it's like, I felt like God's hand was removing the scales off eyes of, oh, everything is fine. Everything is great. As long as you're here, everything is beautiful. And I feel like God has been uprooting a lot of these hidden things, these hidden spaces, the level of hatred that is in this country. No matter if it's classism, racism, sexism, like whatever it is, like there's a level of vanity and hatred and confusion that's birthed in this country where we lack care, and it's showing even now. Because to take a life when you've never had to do it and do it so crassly, wartime is devastating to all parties. Like, even whether you're for Israel or you're for Pakistan, it's like, but there's still civilians on both sides that have nothing to do with what's happening. Like, you got people who are teachers helping kids go to school, and like on both sides of the fence. Like, we're struggling with finding a better level of humanity, and it felt like we were going in the right direction, and now it feels like chaos. And we have a toddler with a gun. That's how it feels to me. You may disagree with me. And he's making choices on behalf of the ones that it would impact the most. I think it's quite interesting that somebody would do some of the things that he does, signs off on the things that he does, and he is creating a world where he has immunity, so it doesn't impact him and the people that believe in the things that that agrees with them. And guess what? It's not even for all of the folks that agree with him. It's just for the select few, and you don't know it. They don't know it until it's too late. And it's sad. It's sad to watch it. To watch so many people deceived, for someone to put so many people in danger like this. And I do believe in praying for your leadership. I pray for our leadership on all fronts. And I pray that God intervenes. Yeah, I believe that God can intervene. Some things have to happen for a reason, and I think that's where we're at. But I do believe that. And condolences to everybody whose lives have been impacted by the decisions of our president. And the people that support these acts. But I know that the enemy wants to spread fear amongst all of us. He would rather us not trust each other. He would rather us be torn apart. He would rather us argue and fight over things that are insignificant. He would rather us find a way to blame each other. And I'm not talking about not holding somebody accountable. I understand that, and that's what you need to do. We all need to hold people responsible and accountable for the choices that they make and the decisions that come with it. But if we ever get to a place where there's no more humanity amongst each other, where I can't care for my brother and sister that's in a completely different country than me, or that lives a different walk than me, that doesn't look like me, that has a different lifestyle than me, if I can't see them as one of God's children, I've missed it. And I was telling somebody the other day that in the Christian faith, or maybe it was you guys, if I'm honest, we have been taught to be right and righteous and walking on a level of self-righteousness that is like above all others. And it's like, I can't speak for any other religion other than my own. And if you are a believer of the Christian faith, if you were raised the way that I was, where it's either this way or the only way, and what I'm doing because I say that I'm saved, it has to be right. And it's like, we are human beings and we are not perfect and we don't make the best choice. And our assumption is that because I'm saved, I know what God would want. And it's like, how could I know what the Lord would want for everybody on the planet all the time? That would make me the Lord, and I'm not him. I'm not God. I don't know. So I have to stay in a place of love. I have to stay in a place of understanding. I have to stay in a place of empathy. I have to stay in a place of humility. I have to stay in a place of surrender. And it's like, God, lead me, guide me. Give me the words to say. Give me encouragement to not just for myself, but for others. Let me be the borrower and not the lender and not the borrower all the time. Let me be able to give back to my brothers and sisters wherever they are, because these are still your children, whether they believe in the same religious belief system as I do. That doesn't even matter. You made them. If in my walk, I believe that we are all God's children, and he is the one who created us, and we all come from Adam and Eve. I believe that. Even with division, even with confusion, even with the hatred, I still have to treat them as my brother and sister in the faith. I still have to treat them like that. And if I lose that, then can I really say that I'm God's child? I can't. I struggle with that. Like, I get it. I get that there's certain positions in this world where you have to, your job or the career that you work may cause you to do something that is considered a sin, but because it is a part of the systems of this world and things like that, there's grace for that. Like being in the military, not in a space where you may have to harm somebody's life, there's grace for that. And because that's a role that you have to play. It's a part of the systems that we are in this world. We all have military and things like that, but a lot of the things that we're seeing, like seeing news reporters being attacked, and it's like, none of this is new. It's new to some of us. None of these things are new. But I won't lie to you, it's really hard to see it in the United States, because the way that they depict it, those things don't happen here. And thank God for social media as well. Thank God for it, because it's exposing the underbelly of some of the things that have been happening. And normally be like, oh, that doesn't happen here. And it may be happening where you're located as well. And you're like, man, there's a lot of injustice in my town, and there's a lot of this happening and a lot of that happening. And everything may not be a burden for you. And I know that, and I'll say it like this. I know that my burden is for people not really experiencing a level of empathy. Like when I see injustice, and it's like, you just don't understand. You can't just see this person as a person. And you can't see them hurting, and you can't see, and you're just like, well, they deserve it, and that's what they get. And it's like, there's a lack of empathy right there. You have made this person, you don't see them as a person, really. You see them as this far off, like this image that's like that's not real to you. They're not tangible. They're not your coworker. They're not your wife or your kids. They're not someone that you can actually grab onto. So because you can't hold on to them, you don't like. When I see a lack of empathy, it vexes me. It burdens me, and I think that's, if you've been listening to any of my episodes, it's really just trying to understand that we're all going through something. We're all dealing with things. We're all in the walk of it. But I want to encourage you as well. If you're afraid, and if you're scared, or if you feel like, you know what, I might not feel, I don't feel that way. That's not over here. As long as it's not over here, I'm not worried about it. And it's like that. Even that. I want to encourage you today to ask God to check your heart posture. Yeah, check your heart posture. And if it's not you, and you're like, Alicia, I am flowing in a certain level of concern for this situation or these people. Like a friend of mine shared that she has a burden. She's finding a burden for all these kids that are being torn for their families, and she wants to do something about it. I want to encourage you, do something about it. No matter how big or how small it is. And you might say, I'm just one person, Alicia. There's nothing that I can do. Look, let me tell you something. If African Americans in the United States were brought here as property and were made as objects and were treated like objects, and to get to a place where we're still fighting the injustice, but we're doing it together. We're still showing up for each other in our community. Not that people always are looking for perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about commitment. It's the commitment to still let God use you. So for you, it might be to cook. For someone else, it might be, hey, you don't have somewhere to stay, come stay with me. For someone, it might be, hey, I can get you a bus ticket to wherever you need to go. Or, hey, I can pay your rent this month. Or, hey, you know what, let me just do a prayer call every day at 7 a.m. Like, whatever it is that God is calling you to do. I guess it's still about purpose. Even in times like this, this is when he's calling on his children. This is when we step up. We don't hide. We don't keep our doors closed. We don't wait for someone else to do it. This is the moment. Now, if you are someone who accepted Jesus Christ and you're just comfortable just doing that, and you don't want, and you've made a decision like, hey man, that's just enough for me, that's okay. Even for me, I have empathy and understanding for you as well. But I want to challenge you. What could God do with your hands? What could God do with your voice? What could God do with your talents, your gifts, your resources, your money? And I'm not saying give everything away. But if God was to lead you to do something, one thing, to make this world better in the midst of all of this chaos and hatred and confusion and fear, you could be the light. you could genuinely be the salt of the earth to help preserve what God really wants to do with us. That is my challenge to you. That is my encouragement to you. Don't be silent. Don't be quiet. Find something. One thing. I don't care if you're an artist. You may be an artist and you love to paint. And if you find a YMCA or a community that's around you that has kids and they don't have anything to do, and you just go, you know what? I'm going to start doing a paint class so that kids can do painting. I got these resources. I can use whatever it is. A writing club. You can, and we have learned through COVID anything. We can do anything virtually. So you can start your own writing club online. Do a class once a week, once a month, anything. Just to sow some goodness back into the ground. To sow some light back into the earth. To sow some joy into someone. I encourage you today. You are necessary. If there's someone who's even thinking about, man, this will be the last day that I'm here, you are necessary. I know you're scary, and I know you might feel alone, and you may feel like there's no one here for me. But I promise you, if you open yourself up to be there for others, people will show up for you. The enemy wants you to sit by yourself, to prove those ugly thoughts correct. But you are more than enough. There's nothing that you've done that God can't forgive. And there's nothing in this world that God can't heal you from. But all he needs is your yes. God, I don't know what I'm doing, but I submit my yes to you. God, I don't know what this looks like, but I submit my yes to you. God, this is heavy, and I'm scared, and I'm nervous, but I submit my yes to you. Lord, if you will use me, if you see fit to use me, I submit my yes to you. So I encourage you. Ask God to reveal to you. Check your heart posture. If you're angry, it's okay to be angry. If you're sad, it's okay to be sad. If you're confused, it's okay to be confused. But ask God to reveal to you and to check your heart posture. Our brothers and sisters all over the globe need us. My neighbor needs me. My friends need me. My family needs me. You guys need me. And you might be like, oh, Alicia, well, it's just, we like to just listen to your podcast. But it's like, I don't know who I'm blessing. There might be somebody who's listening to this and they might have thought that they were going to give up today. But I encourage you right now, don't give up. Stay in the fight. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That's Philippians 4:13. You're here at this time, at this season, in this world, in this place, in this seat for a reason. So don't check out. Don't go into a hole. Don't say that's not my problem. You know what? I'm not going to deal with that. Ask God to reveal to you, God, in this season of my life, is there anything you would have me to do? And when he reveals it to you, submit your yes. That is my encouragement for you today. I know today was heavy, but I wanted my listeners, whether they're here in the United States or in other countries, I just want y'all to know that God is still with us. But we got to step up to the plate. We have to stop being quiet, wanting to as I like to say, trying to fit in, because it's easier to fit in. But one thing I do know, a sheep will follow, and they'll follow into a slaughterhouse. I don't want to be slaughtered. If I'm going to follow anybody, I'm going to follow the Lord. And I'm going to ask him to tell me, help me. Not my opinion, not my political views, not even my moral views. God, what would you have me to do? Let's check it. Let's check it. I'm going to pray this prayer. And if I offended anybody, I'm sorry, but not sorry. We have to do better about holding ourselves accountable and holding each other accountable. Not about being right or wrong, but like really just saying, like, did you seek God's face before you made that choice? Is this God? It's like, did God tell you to do that? Like, do you like really just checking the people that you say that you love and you care about them and the things around them? Like, we have to do better about that. And I don't mean this to hurt your feelings, and I don't mean this to be ugly. I mean this because I care about you. I always say this. I don't want God to say that he sent me down here to be a blessing, and because I lacked the ability to care about the things that he cares about, that I missed it. I do want a good job, job well done, good and faithful servant. I want that. I want to know that when I check up out of here, that I did everything I was supposed to do. I ain't leave no crumbs. I'm no longer allowing fear to keep me from being who I'm supposed to be, or let alone fear of others. Jesus was doing some miraculous things and nobody agreed with it. He had his friends and loved ones around him. He had people that he grew up with that didn't believe in him. He had his disciples that followed him, and even they sometimes doubted him and his ways. And we're saying that we want to be like Christ, but we don't want to pay the price to be like Christ. So I encourage you. Father God, right now, in the name of Jesus, I pray for each and every last one of these people that are listening to the sound of my voice. Let this reach your ears, Lord. Let it reach from continent to continent, from heart to heart. Correct our hearts, God, in this season. Reveal to us what we're supposed to be doing, how we can be a blessing in this season. When things like this happen, that means that the people of God have to gather together, because we are the church, not the four walls, not just this location. Like, we are the church. So God, loose your spirit upon us, God. Give us the ability to see people the way that you see them. Allow us to stand in the gap for our brothers and sisters that are in turmoil. Allow us to be a living witness of your presence in this world, God. Show us the way. Guide us, keep us. Anoint us to do the things that we are called to do. Allow us to not feel fatigued or to be tired. Let us be creative. Let us be bold. Let us be daring. Let us go forth and do the things that you would have us to do, not just for our own glory, God, but for yours. Let us reach new heights. Let us launch out into the deep. Spirit, lead me where my trust has no borders. God, we honor you, we praise you, we thank you for what you're doing, not just now, but even going forward, God. We know that all things work together for our good. And even though we don't understand it, And even though there might be somebody who's like, I don't understand how this could be good, because it doesn't feel good. But you're revealing some things. You've shown us who we are. From the head down, you've shown us who we are. And God, we just ask that you help us. Help us. Continue to protect the ones that are out there, God. Let them find safety and refuge. Let them be able to get to their homes safely. Let them be able to grieve. Let them be able to process what's happening. And let them feel support. Let them feel like they're not in this alone, that they're not in this fight alone, that you are with them and that you're comforting them and that you're guiding them and that you see them. And God, forgive us. Forgive us for not seeing people for who they are. Forgive us for not seeing them as your children. God, we just say thank you. Thank you for another day, for another opportunity to make things right. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. I want to say thank you guys for listening. I'm not going to draw this one out, but I want to encourage you. Go find something. Find something. Let's not be selfish. I encourage you, find something to where you're making something good happen in the world today. Wherever you are. Whatever you are. I don't care how little or how big it is. Find something. And you know what? For accountability purposes, let me know. Let me know what your something is. Let me know what your one thing is going to be. Yep. Type it in the comments. If wherever you see this at, or repost this video or this segment or this episode, repost it and say, my challenge, Alicia has challenged me to do something good in the world, and this is what it's going to be. That's my challenge to you. I love you. God bless you. I'm praying for you. And as I like to say, keep going and keep being wild for God.